All right, so this is a short week. I hope everybody had a great fall break. I hope you did some reading over fall break. We are going to introduce two new sounds this week, sounds and spellings, and these are digraphs. And the first one is digraph EE. So we can see here that this is called a power bar. This is how we talk about it in class. And this power bar tells us that when we hear the sound E, it's usually not spelled EE. So the most common spelling for E is not EE, but sometimes when we hear it, that is what it is. And when we read it, we always read E. So we talked about how you cross one out, you only do one letter sound. So that's E, and that is called a digraph. So it's two letters that come together to make a new sound, because it's not saying or it says E. Same with this one. This is called a split digraph. So instead of the letters being next to each other, like they have been in all of our digraphs, this one is split. And that split comes when we have a consonant that gets in the way of our letters. So we have a split digraph with our consonant K, like in cake. And when we have that, that makes the A say its name. Sometimes they may call it tricky E, sneaky E, magic E, and it will make the A say its name, but we don't hear the E, so it says k-ake. So again, this would be k-ake, not k-ak-eh. So the E isn't going to say anything, and the A says its name, and that is called a split digraph because the vowels are split by a consonant. You'll see your weekly focus sheet will come home. This gives like very detailed information about what we're covering and how you can work on it at home. So make sure to take a look at this and hang on to it. Down here at the bottom is our oral reading practice. This really helps with fluency. And whenever we say fluency, that just means that the reader can read accurately. They can read at a good pace. We talk about not reading like a robot. The cake is good. We want them to say, the cake is good. So learning to string words together and say them as kind of like a unit, the cake is good. And have expression. So if it's a question mark at the end, they know what that means. They know they should say it so that it sounds like a question. Exclamation point obviously adds emphasis, and we should say it with a little bit more excitement. And a period is just, it is what it is. Then we will have tricky words this week. They're also on that sheet. He, she, be, me, we, they, there. These are words that they cannot sound out. So you just have to, they just have to learn them. So reading them every night 3 times would be great. We do that in class here. They see them every day. We also are going to introduce proper nouns. So we've been talking about nouns, person, place, thing, or animal. But now we're going to add in a proper noun, which is a noun that is more like a name. So a country, a person's name, a store, those kind of things. So learning to recognize that nouns that have a capital, or that proper nouns would have a capital letter, and our regular nouns just have lowercase letters. We will be sending home report cards on Friday, and I just wanted to remind you that these report cards won't have a grade on them. First grade does standards-based testing for the first 9 weeks, which means these are our standards, and did they pass or fail? Can they complete that? We are looking for an 80% or higher for meeting that standard. So if they scored below 80% on any of the standards, that would be a no, and that's okay. And those are things that lets me know what I need to work on with them in small groups. And they're things that you can work on at home. And if you see any of those and you have any concerns about them, just send me a message. I'd be happy to meet with you if you want to come in and we can talk about it. I'd be happy to call and talk over the phone. You can always text me and ask me those questions, or send me a message in Class Dojo. I'm happy to answer any of the questions you have about those. And if you're interested in any resources or things you can be doing at home for help with those things and to reinforce them at home, just let me know. I'd be happy to give you that information. We're going to have a fun, exciting couple of days with this short week because of fall break, and we're going to do a fun activity with bats this week. We're going to read a story called Stella Luna, so be ready to hear all about that and all about bats. All right, thanks.